Episode 217 of the Four Train Savages podcast. My name is Rob. Tyler's on the other end of the Zoom room. The New York Yankees just finished up a two-game series against the Tampa Bay Rays, and then prior to that, Tyler, they played the St. Louis Cardinals in St. Louis, and they had a sweep there. So a two-game sweep and a three-game sweep. That makes five in a row for the New York Yankees right now. And we talked about it last podcast of the importance of now this long series or longer weekend for the Yankees as the Boston Red Sox come to town. And I guess the way to put it, brother, is it's nut up or shut up time for this Yankees
Mm-hmm.
team. Even if
That's
you,
what it feels like.
I tweeted out today, this is the easily the biggest series of the year. I mean, you could say as more series goes on, sure, there's going to be other developments and just time goes on that other circumstances are going to happen. But to this
Mm-hmm.
point, it's
Play the Sox one more time.
without a shadow of a doubt. To this point, this is the biggest series of the
Yep.
year because I think, and like I alluded to it last podcast, that if the Yankees want to, and for fans like me, you're a little bit more bought in, but for
Yep.
fans like me who are just like, okay, I like to see you winning, I like to see you in the playoffs, but I don't know how much stock I can put in the team at this moment in time. If
I
you
mean,
go out and beat,
From June 13th until a week ago, I mean, you can't really blame anyone.
and so it comes down to if you go out and you reverse what you've done so far against one divisional opponents and especially the Red Sox
Mm-hmm.
this year, then the tune can start to change. So that's what the Yankees are attempting to do. What did you make of this 5 game winning streak? Maybe some things that you're looking for in this long weekend for the New York Yankees.
To be honest, I mean, the biggest thing I'm looking for, Rob, and I've kind of maintained this for a little bit with you is, well, I'll start actually. Let me walk it back. I'll start with what I took away from these series. Is one, Caballero's like an actual difference maker. Um, and he's under control until 2029, I believe, or something ridiculous like
Still
that.
leads the league in stolen bases, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
leads the league in stolen bases. Very cool that you can plug and play him virtually anywhere. I'm very excited to watch this. It's been fun watching this team unfold and having the bench they have. Um, I think I'm also taking out of these last, 5, 8 games, even if you lump in the Twin Series as well, is Giancarlo Stanton is 35 years old playing the best baseball he's played in pinstripes. Pretty wild. I think his OBP is close to freaking 400, Rob. I mean, we're
Hmm.
talking like not many better offensive producers in the sport outside of G right now over the last, 45, 50 games, something like that. Um, but what I took out of the last, 5 games, I'll say is more so I see the formula. You want to get to Weaver to Bednar, it seems like. Um, I mean, we'll get into it, man, but Cam Schlittler looks good, bro, in my head. The offense looks good. My big thing is, can Boone refrain from making bonehead decisions in big moments? And can
Flirted
Max
with it
Fried,
last night.
yeah, and can Max Fried figure it out? Because he's honestly my biggest worry more than anything right now. Some people have dove into like the advanced numbers on his spin rate and all these things, and it's like, the hell's going on with you, dude? Um, so I'm looking for Max Fried to pitch well against Boston, or else Yanks fans are going to be in a tough spot with Fried, or at least they should be, to be honest.
Hmm.
Um, all that energy people have towards Rodon when he pitches bad. I mean, Fried's been a liability for almost 2 months.
Fair.
So
So
that's where I'm at.
yeah, no, fair. Right now the Yankees sit a game and a half up on the Red Sox, 2 games up from the Mariners, and then the closest team is Kansas City, 2.5 back from where Seattle is. So this weekend is really, really big for just this is like if the Yankees can win 3 out of 4, not only are you working yourself up in the
American League
AL
East.
East from the Blue Jays, where the Yankees are 4 games back and would ideally like them to get. But you put more space in between you and Boston because a big thing is home field. Like
Mm-hmm.
the Yankees have in this time of or this last 7 years, they the series that they've won, it's been with home field advantage. So that's a big thing. The Yankees do not want to be the last wild card spot. I get the whole idea of just get in and anything can happen. I get it, but you need
That's last resort.
yeah, you need home field advantage
Hmm.
is my thinking of that. So, but this series this weekend is really big, and I think I'll say the exact same thing of what I led the show off with is I think this weekend for me and other fans that feel the same way, even if you are more optimistic on the team and are feeling like they can go on a run, it just is what will give you a jolt of okay, they got something. They got something going because let me tell you, brother, if they go out and have a disappointing weekend, talk about a kick to the nuts. So this is it. As I said, it's nut up or shut up time, literally. So, and I want to see what are the. Let me just pull up
Tonight is Giolito and
Giolito
Heel.
and Heel, and you made the point right. Like you got Max Fried tomorrow. I may be going to that game against Bayo, which would be a really good outing or a
Hmm.
really good matchup. And then Saturday it's Will Warren versus Crochet, so that's a tough battle. And then Carlos Rodon on Sunday Night Baseball versus May. So it's Cam Schlittler. You mentioned Cam Schlittler. He actually avoids playing his childhood team. Grew up a
Hmm.
Red Sox fan, as funny enough.
Kind of looks like a
So
Sox fan, I feel like.
but you can't exactly complain, especially Heel's last start against St. Louis was very solid, 5 inning, five and a
Stuff was
third,
there.
1 earned run. So he's getting back on the right track and hasn't outside of that Miami start where he looked really disappointing. The last two starts against St. Louis and Houston have been good. So this is a a good test just for the Yankees and then a good test for Luis Heel. So some sort of housekeeping stuff before we get into the more in depth things of the games. Tyler, like we said, 3 game sweep of the Cardinals. Ahmed Rosario returned from the IL. Uh, Good thing happened before we record or before when we recorded our last episode. We were thinking Goldschmidt could end up on the IL. He
Mhm.
went in and he continued to play, and he's not on the IL, and he plays against
Didn't
the
he pinch hit
Cardinals.
the day after too or
Well,
something?
his Sunday game was really something special
Yeah.
for the Yankees returning to St. Louis. St. Louis gave him a really good ovation and return there, and so it's good that the Yankees don't aren't missing Paul Goldschmidt. But I mean, hey, Austin Wells is starting to hit
Yep. Couple homers
from
last
last
night,
night.
dude.
And
Yep.
you got first baseman Ben Rice. Like, how are you going to shake that out? That's a problem we want to have. So,
Hmm.
but that is some of the news. I know Fernando Cruz is working his way back. He's close to approaching for his return. And
Slater's
then
got a while, right?
yeah, but we'll keep tab. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some activations this weekend against Boston for some reinforcements.
You
Uh,
think Judge is like gonna randomly be in right field today or something?
May no, maybe
Yeah,
I don't
I don't
if
think
there's
so
but
either.
I guess that's a good thing to work into because I had on our notes here the comments from Aaron Boone and
Hmm.
Aaron Judge sort of being on the wrong or not on the same page. So Aaron Boone was on I think with WFAN on their midday show and they were asking him of how he was going to get back and when he would be throwing and when he would be in the field. And Boone basically said he may not get back to throwing like he normally does for the rest of the season as he deals with his flexor strain. And it could be like he said he doesn't know what the path back is. And then they went to Judge during the
Well, he
game.
virtually said like
Pre
he's not going to be 100% throwing the ball this year, is what his words were.
Yes,
I'm
but
pretty
it
sure.
also
Yeah.
the way that he was phrasing it to the midday guys was well, I watched the interview. It sounded
Okay.
the way he was saying it was like, okay, this guy's probably not throwing this year, and I wouldn't put too much thought into that. That's the way it came off to
I
me.
took it as he was trying to almost protect Judge a little bit and be like, yeah, there's no guarantee anything's happening. Expect nothing. You know, Judge's
So
comments are what surprised me.
so then Judge that same day said, I don't know why he said that. He hasn't seen me throw in the past 2 weeks, and I'm pretty confident that I'll get back to 100%. And yeah, that's it. Just miscommunication. Are they not on the
You
same
you
page?
kind of
What
hope it's miscommunication,
That's
honestly.
what you really hope it is.
Because like the 2 week comment almost wasn't even needed, you know?
Yeah, that's
Like, and
where
also, why
you
hasn't he
say
seen him throw in 2 weeks?
yeah, that's where you say, "Ooh, is he a little like don't be saying whatever he's saying." I know Judge is a person that really likes to keep things indoors and really keep things close to the chest, and that's
Yeah.
probably
He's always
when
been
he heard
like that
that.
with injuries. With the toe, too, you know?
Yeah. He's just very protective of his teammates and everything. So, and Boone's not at all. Well, sometimes he gives you some good nuggets, but
Hmm.
he keeps his cards close to the chest too. So that I it was funny just because Boone has been in a tough spot, but I do really think that it was most likely a miscommunication. I'm still worried that Judge will not be throwing a baseball this year, to be
I like
honest.
don't believe it until I see it, you know?
But it comes back to what we've been saying the past 2, 3 episodes is like their best lineup is Judge playing right, and I don't know if that's going to end up happening.
Especially with
But
Stanton
it's the
doing what
good
he's doing.
thing. It's the good thing that Judge or Stanton is playing the outfield because then it would be even worse because you need. He's got 1,000 OPS. You cannot
Bro,
not have
he's
him in.
311 batting average, 389 on base. I mean, it's
Yeah,
insane what Stanton's doing.
yeah. So that's that happened there with the little miscommunication. We'll see if how Judge progresses in the field if he does get to that point.
Oh, also one thing I did want to mention too, is take away from these series is like Jason's probably not a postseason player in my head, honestly. Like he'll be on the roster,
Yeah.
but he's not a part of their like winning lineup
Now
in a
when
lot of
Trent's hitting the way he
in a
is,
lot of ways. Yeah, but it's also like the way he is hitting, it's 110 games of it at this point. It's just like it's what it is, I think, you know.
mhm. I don't think it's necessarily been like Jason Dominguez's numbers on the year: 257 average, 9 home runs, 40
No, they're
RBIs.
not like bad.
Nothing, no, by no means. And I think he's a good contributor to this team where they need him. But yeah, you're right. When Trent Grisham is hitting the way that he is,
And
don't
Trent's
really
really
got a
good in the
spot.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah, and your outfield is like so much better defensively with Trent.
some of those balls that he Jason had on I think it was Saturday against St. Louis.
Yeah, the one
This
that got
I was
by him
watching it in the
too.
bar and I was just like, "Oh, I'm not gonna. I'm with my girlfriend. And I'm just like, oh, I wanted to be like vocalize, be like,
This.
just good, but neither here nor there. It's good to have Trent playing the way he is. Let's talk about these games, dude. So game one was a laugher. For in the Rays series was a laugher. 13-3 win for the Yanks. 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 5 hits, 5 Ks, and 2 walks for Carlos Rodon. Good outing for him.
Mhm.
The Yankees again tied their record. We were both at the first game actually, where they hit, or did they? No, I think they broke it in this one. It was 9 home runs in this game. The one we went to was 8. So their franchise record. We went to that first game against Milwaukee. In this one, it was Judge homer, Bellinger homer, Stanton homer, Caballero homer, Jazz homer, another Stanton homer, Rice homer, another Bellinger homer, another Caballero homer.
That's crazy. 3-2 homer games is nuts, dude.
So just it was a laugher. It was a
Yeah.
laugher, and the Rays are just. I mean, they're playing. The Yankees are playing at home too.
Hmm.
That's what they're doing. They're playing at home.
It's their dimensions.
It
Yeah.
is, and that's why Stanton's getting in the outfield here. You called it perfectly. We didn't.
Mhm.
Maybe you didn't say it on the pod, but you texted it to me. Stanton, the only places that he will likely play are maybe in the playoffs,
Mhm.
wherever that may be, but
Houston left field, maybe
maybe.
smaller.
But it's going to be like when the Yanks play. I think when they play at Yankee Stadium, when they play at Tampa, when they play at Fenway, and then I'll add another one in because I do remember them placing him in at times before. Although I now thinking about it, just because of the turf factor, I would have said Toronto, but I don't think so now with like the turf factor because that'll scare
Yeah.
him off. Um,
Especially in a
but he's in the
postseason.
field. I'm trying to think of looking at their schedule. Like they play Chicago, that's not going to happen. Washington, that's not going to happen. Houston, like you said, that's the first week. Then they play Toronto at home, Detroit at home, Boston on the road. You think
But
Baltimore?
something's
They play Baltimore on the road. What do you think? Maybe Baltimore they play?
I mean that right field. I just how big is I know that left field they just brought in that wall, right? I don't
Yeah.
remember. I'd have to look at it. It's just like in my head, I'm just going off of like the smallest corner outfields almost. Like I don't remember. I know Baltimore's got that. I don't remember what right field looks like in Baltimore, honestly.
It's they got the tall wall. It's pretty short. Honestly, it's very looking at because they update it like three different times in 2021. Yeah.
I also think it'll depend on their standings. Like I think Stanton played 3 straight games in the outfield because they were like, "Fuck, we have to win."
Yeah.
So if we're 4 games up of the top wild card spot, and at this point in the season they're 5 back of Toronto, I don't think they're gonna rush. I don't think they're gonna hammer Stanton in right field
No.
somewhere.
No.
I think they're like, holy shit, Cleveland's tied with us, and we're 3 back from Boston and 7 out of the division. Like we need to win.
Hmm.
And you saw it cost Stanton. Where did he play 3 games in the outfield against St. Louis
No, he played three, I
or
think,
against
against
Minnesota,
Minnesota. Yeah.
and then he missed the whole St. Louis series.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
hate that. I think
So
a lot of
no, I
people
don't
are
hate it either. I don't hate it either.
yeah, a lot of people in like the Twitter sphere were saying, "Where's Stan? Where's Stan?" Listen, man, they got a
Like, have
four
you
game
watched
series
the
against
Yankees in the
yeah,
last eight
they got a
years?
4 game set against the Red Sox this weekend. If he has to miss the St. Louis series, I don't care. I
You
really
know how?
don't. And he's earned that right now hitting
Yeah.
the way he is. So it's like stop with the complaining. And two,
You,
they do technically have pieces in the lineup that can like you put Jason in, that's sort of the replacement. You shuffle around the pieces in the outfield
yeah.
and you're not really falling off too much. So
And Stan has done. I mean, he has become so good at pinch hitting, Rob. It's almost like it does, in my opinion, it almost doesn't hurt you as much in those games that you can't get him in the outfield. Because you do always have them give him, you always have the opportunity to put him in a high leverage spot to pinch hit.
yeah.
And no one else has a 1,000 OPS guy waiting to take an AB on their bench. Um, like that at bat against Fairbanks last night was pretty nasty.
Mhm. Historically
Dang.
too, he's been someone that struggled with pinch hitting, but now it seems as though he's
I
just
think
locked
as
in.
I saw some interview and it was like as he's gotten older and as he became less of an everyday player, like he kind of had to focus on being a DH and hitting when his name was called.
Yeah,
And it's like, yeah, when you're pinch hitting and you're on the Marlins and you're playing right field every day and you're hitting every day and then you get a day off, 1 in 25 games, like it's tougher to pinch hit.
yeah,
But
exactly.
Stans, I think, is used to being, routine, up and down, whatever he does in the cages before, ABs. I mean, must be tough being a DH, dude. Honestly,
All right,
and
let's do
staying warm.
game. Let's do game number dose. This one we have Cam Schlittler on the mound. Took a perfect game into the seventh
Mm-hmm.
and gave up a hit there. Disappointing. Actually, had a really solid pitch count up to that point. And just a great performance for Cam Schlittler as a rookie makes you very excited for what's to come. Six and 2/3, 1 hit given up, 2 walks, 8 Ks. Luke Weaver was able to come in and help him get out of trouble a little bit. Although Weaver did have an earned run, but he did have
Mm-hmm.
some back up against the wall and helped them out. 2 home runs in this one from Trent Grisham and 2 home runs from Austin Wells. David Bednar is the one who gets bit in this. Gave up 2 earned runs, 2 hits, only 3 strikeouts, and but Giancarlo Stanton to the rescue. And you mentioned it, his at bat against Fairbanks was something. Um, and he just looks more comfortable than like ever as a pinch hitter. And
It
I think
just
it's
looks like
it's the
he's
big story.
waiting for his pitch the whole time, and he's
Yeah.
spitting on shit, dude.
Hmm.
Like some of those breaking balls that finished like just at the bottom corner, lone in on Stanton yesterday. I'm like, dude, that is a tough take.
Hmm. I think yeah,
Nasty.
that's the one thing. We'd always get frustrated when he swings at just horrendous pitches. And I think as he's aged and
It's gotten
gotten,
better and
I
better,
think he's
dude.
just, the eye is just like, is there. And I do think that, you know what I think is a very big motivating factor, other than him being starved for a World Series as a
Being on the
potential Hall of
bench,
Famer,
dude.
being on the
Yeah.
bench. But I think that dude wants that fucking 500 home
Oh yeah,
runs.
for sure. I mean,
I
dude, he's like, if I'm not getting a World Series, I need I'm getting into the hole at least.
Exactly. And I think even if he doesn't hit the exact number, I think the case could, just based on the postseason, and two, I think he's just one of the best power bats that we've
Yeah.
had for like the past 15 post steroid era for
hmm
sure, which
And
is, yeah.
assuming he's healthy for 200 more games in his career, which he's contractually obligated to play in,
hmm
I think he'll hit it.
Yeah, because he's gonna,
Good.
hopefully
Would
he'll
you
hit
55,
450.
56?
Yeah, hopefully he'll get 450 by then, and then you think, okay, two more seasons if he can squeak out 25.
25,
And to
25.
that contract, Tyler, after this season, I know we'll have to see how he ages more,
hmm
but the Yankees, it less and less money every
Yeah,
year.
Miami eats more and more.
And so, I don't want to sit here and advocate for a $15 million bench bat if that's what he eventually becomes. I don't
That's
know.
kind of what he's
But
been, but
I mean, if
he's
he's hitting a
DH.
thousand OPS, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
So
I mean, bro,
Yankees,
you just
yeah.
can't you can't fake a 311 batting average, 389 on base.
hmm
It's insane. 389, bro. Last year in 2024, 233 batting average, 298 on base,
hmm
475 slug. We were like, oh, Stanton had a good year.
Yeah.
Bro, Stanton is out of his mind right now. He's 35.
It's nuts. It is nuts. Let's do our savages of the series.
My guys are fucking savages in that fucking box, right? And you're having
I'm gonna go with
I'm going with whoever you don't go with. In my head, it should
so
be one of
there.
two.
Well, I don't know. There's a couple. I just want to
Yeah.
shout this guy out because
Okay.
I'm a big fan of him, and I'm gonna maybe go into a little bit of a diatribe or something. Uh, I'm gonna go with Cody Bellinger for this.
Okay.
2 home runs and 20. So on the year, Cody Bellinger has 24 home runs, 75 RBIs, 272 average, 823 OPS, and for what the Yankees have needed, I think like the crazy thing, I don't know if it was one of these games or the one in St. Louis, but I know there was an interesting stat that he was the first Yankee since Ichiro, I think back in 2011, where he played every outfield position in the same
Mm.
game. And I think that factor, not just of like his hitting, but the fact that Cody Bellinger can be a literal utility
Four positions,
fielder,
very well.
play four positions, include, adding in first base to the rest of the outfield positions is so massive. And I think because of the shaky history that he did have of where he would be a little inconsistent, wasn't the same MVP level Cody, but man, he is like in his career, it seems, and I've heard him talk about it, whether it be on like Yes or anything, of just like slowing things down and hitting his stride and just to be a good major leaguer and doesn't have to live up to these MVP expectations all the time.
Yeah.
And it's awesome to see like Cody Bellinger. And I'm not one that throws out like, I hate when people say extend him now, give him a contract
hmm
extension. I'm not someone that likes to say that. However, I will say, knowing the outlook of this Yankees team in future years, if there were a player that I would say, I would think about giving him a contract extension, which the Yankees don't do, FYI.
Yeah.
Like
And neither does
Cashman,
Scott Boris.
Cashman doesn't do that. Like the last time they did that was Aaron Hicks and didn't work out so well.
Mhm.
Mid-season or during the season. But if I were to say a player that makes sense for the team to give a contract extension to, if they thought to do it, obviously he's a Boris client, it's not going to happen. It would be Cody Bellinger. Like Bellinger is now he gets on base, he's giving you power, and he
Timely
plays the
hitting.
he plays the field really, really well. And I just can't talk up more about what he's done for this team and how important he's been. After, a really slow month of April where we were like, ooh, I don't know about Bellinger, but now he is in it and he is balling.
Yeah, man. And he looks unfazed all the time. Um,
Or he's just high.
Yeah, or that. But
Uh,
what I'm getting at is more so like he's a dude that came to New York and didn't become a shell of himself, kind of like performed better than the year prior in Chicago. I don't want to say blossomed because he's been an MVP and he's been there, but he has definitely
I
found
let
his
me
way
see.
of being a ball player, I feel like, or back to being a productive ball player in a big market.
I was doing a little bit of research. This is his third. Yeah, so like if his OPS and like the season stopped today, this is arguably his like third best season of his career.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is a guy that's been around since 2017, and um, so I couldn't be happier with that. I now like when I say contract extensions, I'm not saying 7 years or anything like that,
No,
but like
I
you
mean
front
he's going
load
to be
some money.
30. I think he
Yeah,
gets 4 or 5.
yeah. So I Belly can't talk enough about him, but who would you go with as if it's like a
So,
mystery?
well, it might be because I feel like I have to give it to two people.
Okay, you doubling up.
I am. I'm going to do that, Rob. I'll start with the quick and easy one. Giancarlo Stanton, Rob. We've talked about him a lot already, but I mean, the man had 4 at-bats this 2-game set, hit 3 homers.
Hmm.
Thanks. That's what the doctor ordered, my friend. So he is definitely a savage.
Hmm.
But also, Rob, I feel like this can't go without some discussion. I mean, Cam Schlittler, 6.2, 1 hit, a perfect ball. Um, into the seventh, 2 walks, 8 Ks. Um, Looked really good, man. I love it when Yes puts up those graphics in relation to his fastball numbers. Like you're kind of seeing he's got some legit stuff.
Hmm.
Um, at this moment in time, I'm interested to see how the next 6 weeks play out, but I'm all about giving that dude the pill in a big spot right now. So I feel like Schlittler has to be mentioned, and G hit 3 homers and 4 ABs. So
It's
that's what you
nuts.
get.
It's nuts. It's like it's
But you
video
could
game
go
stuff, man.
Caballero, you could go
Yeah,
Wells. I mean, there's so many people here.
yeah. Caballero got heated on the stealing that, trying to
Hmm.
steal second. Was not happy with the
I think
umpire there.
Boone was rip shit because then was forced to go put Stanton in the outfield.
Yeah,
You know,
that was on Caballero a little bit.
100%.
It's just
Also, I
um,
didn't get what he was so angry about. Like, dude, there was a chance you were out. Like, you
yeah,
kind of didn't even try and stop yourself from coming off the bag.
no. All right, let me do our Savage Slump Watch.
They stink.
Even though they have the formula now, it seems, and it's really getting together of what they're going to do for end of game, uh, closing out games. I think you got
Hmm.
to give it to David Bednar in this one. The win was there for them. Um, he had, what was his line again? It was
I think he ended up giving up 2 or
2 earned
something.
runs, had 3 strikeouts, 2 hits given up. So I'm gonna go with Bednar here. But I'm very optimistic. Where I am optimistic, Tyler, is like I think you mentioned it to me, is like Weaver to Bednar, because I think Weaver, even though he had the home run given up, also I think
I love
that
Luke Weaver, dude.
I think that he's just got nuts, bro. He's
I
just got
just
an
love that
F you attitude.
he was in the bottom of the barrel of baseball pitchers, and now he's just like stud.
And like Yankee fans collectively are big fans of him, and I think like
Yeah,
and it's weird. I think like the thing that I was thinking about with him was once it
gives you good
gets into
answers.
August and September, that's where he started ramping up last year, and I think that's exactly what he's gonna do now. So I'm gonna go with Bednar, but I'm optimistic about what their back end of the bullpen can now look like. Just don't, excuse my French, don't fucking put in Devin Williams in situations that you don't have to put him in,
I know.
please.
I hope last night didn't give them any optimistic
Devin looked
hope with
good.
that.
Devin looked good, even
Yeah,
though he
yeah. I
had a
mean, he
lot of
also,
base traffic.
yeah, I mean, he also looked good after he gave up a a single to bring in the ghost runner, and then a
Ugh.
big double to put the winning run at the plate. And then he decided to strike out three guys in a row.
Is that your slump watch? I guess that could be the
No,
whole.
no, I got to give Devin a little bit of his. I'm gonna let him have his moment. He dumped the adrenaline after he got excited.
Yeah.
Listen, I hate Devin right now as much as the next guy. He's arguably been one of the worst. I think the stats show like one of the two worst relievers in the American League this year. Um, but if some way, shape, or form, all of a sudden he gets like a Luke Weaver running him from September 24th to November 1st, Rob, I mean, it could very much help the team when we need it.
Mhm.
We can erase the whole regular season with a stupid run. So I'm going to let him have his moment of striking out the side. I'm not going to call it a good inning because I don't think it was that, but he struck out the side. So I'll give him that. It's going to Anthony Volpe, Rob.
Oh.
Started both games, one hit, 9 ABs, 4 Ks. It's very much a do. It's like such a roller coaster with this man. Kind of goes nuts for a few days, does nothing. Gets the day off, still hasn't done much. So it's going to go to Volpe. The defense has been where it's needed to be, Rob. So I'm not too fired up about that as of late. 213, 280, 409, 689 OPS, 89 OPS plus for Volpe on the year so far. Yeah, man, this is the player he's been since he's came up. Little spurts of good, longer spurts of bad. Little spurts of good, the longer spurts of bad. So I'm gonna give it to Volpe. And I hope with Caballero being being a dog, maybe push some pressure on Volpe's back. I don't know.
Competition.
Yeah,
Healthy competition.
I think Caballero. I mean, we've listened to Boone. I think Boone loves the dude. So
hmm He talked about he was a thorn in my ass for a while, but now
Mhm.
that's
even last
typically
night,
how it goes.
even last night before he got thrown out at second, he only reached because I think the second baseman like rushed the throw a little bit because it's Caballero running, and then boom, he's on
Mhm.
second or was going to be on second. But
Yeah.
so Volpe.
Fair, fair, fair. I'm liking it. So Yankees are heading in as good as they possibly can to this Boston series. And it's
Except our pen is not rested and theirs is. So,
yeah.
but yeah. But think Weaver, Bednar, Williams all through 20 plus last night. So
Mhm.
think you probably have Bednar. You probably have all three of them available today. Not that you want Devin pitching, but you probably have Bednar and Weaver available today. You'd think they're not available tomorrow if they pitch today.
Yeah.
We got to hope for some blowouts, Rob,
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
good for the good guys.
Also, I forgot to mention JC Escaro was optioned to AAA
Yep.
after Ahmed Rosario came up. And now if Austin Wells starts to hit, all right, there we go. Another person that could hit at that
Exactly.
catching position. Um, So,
Damn,
and also
Wells's
in this
numbers
series, I
are
would say,
so
or just
good.
like the past week, Judge has starting to get going a little bit. His numbers are now, he's in his MVP race, and I think he still is like in position to win this MVP. Not that we care
Yeah,
about that more. He's already won that.
but
Um,
it really shouldn't even still be as much of a discussion as it is. But
no, I don't think so. But yeah, it comes down to this, man. If I started the show with it, if this Yankees team wants to get fans like me more on board with what they're doing, I think the first step, and just like a step that will go a long way in my brain, is if they beat Boston. 3 out of 4. Not by no means am I asking for a sweep. I think like in the standings, sure. Just they can't lose a series. Like if they split, fine. But if you
Mhm.
want to make me feel better about you, I think you got to win this series. And that's just me. That's just me.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, Rob. I mean, you know, I'm 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 optimistically in on the team because their offense is so good. Like they've scored more runs than any other team in baseball. So it's tough for
Do
me to
you
totally.
do you put any stock, and like I'm not really like I agree with you. I think the offense is good. I
Mhm.
think the offense is
And I
good and
also think the
has
pitchers
potential.
are good.
But I think like I forget where I heard the point, but I'm not like extremely moved. Like, sure, it's fun to see them have the laughers and have the home runs and everything.
The laughers mean last night's win was more important to me than the win the night before.
Okay, good, because that's where I'm getting at. Like, I don't
Yes.
think like when I
Because
look at
that's
the
not a real replication of a fucking game
real replication of a game and
or a
especially
playoff game.
a playoff game because I like when they hit like upwards of 5 home runs, 6 home runs. I'm like, okay,
Score 10 runs. It's
I
nuts.
just don't like. Sure, that's an uncommon occurrence in
Mm-hmm.
a playoff series. You may get that game,
Should be
but
great.
I don't think consistently like playoff baseball. It's just such a different vibe and such a
Yeah.
so
Every
when
pitch
we
is so
see
much
that.
more.
And I think that's a great point. Like this win against Tampa, and hopefully they can have similar wins against Boston and have them against Toronto and just future scheduled opponents. Like
Especially
you,
because they tried to blow it too.
yeah.
And they
Um,
won an extra inning game
but when
away.
but when they have the laughers, like I want to see those offensive performances, like yesterday, where they have some backbone, and that's where
Mhm.
I'm like, okay. And I know it sounds weird, but like I don't think that
No,
that
I don't
game
think it
on
sounds
Tuesday
weird.
is representative of like what is really going to happen in a postseason series and just like these other games against and even just regular season games against teams that are still fighting tooth and nail. So that's just my thought, and like we'll
No,
see what they can
we're in
do.
lockstep there.
Yeah,
Because I think too, listen, how many home runs did they hit on
9.
dude, when Caballero's hitting 2 homers and what, 3 people hit 2 homers? Caballero, Belly, and G.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty crazy, Rob. I am led to believe, whether it's true or not, like, I don't know, you got a tip on one of his pitches, right? Like you're just sitting
Could be.
slider, like, like I don't think you're just, it's not like they were just porch, like these balls were going far. Um, so
They have a secret camera at George Steinbrenner Field
yeah,
that the
right.
Rays don't know about.
But no, I'm with you there. I think that's more of like a fluke-esque thing. Um, here, I'll make this comparison to you, Rob. I think the Yankees winning a game, hitting 9 homers, is as much of a fluke as the Yankees' new trade deadline players collectively blowing that game in Miami. Like they're similar. It's just that is just both a fluke, like things that
I would
should
agree.
not happen.
I would agree with that.
You know. So I'm with you there. I think last night's game was a more of a ballsy, good late season win than hitting a million homers against Shane Boss.
So we'll see if they do any of those performances, which, hey, anytime that they could stick it to the Red Sox, I will be fully open to it. But I think this series is going to be really, really, really tough one. And they're going to play against Crochet on Saturday. And the Red Sox got some solid vibes going on over there, which sucks
Yeah.
because we want to ruin those. But
Well, they did just have a really bad loss on Tuesday, I think. Who'd they just play? The Pirates? I could be wrong.
Pirates have been playing Toronto.
playing
You're
Toronto.
thinking of Toronto.
They've been playing,
But they lost to Miami. They lost 2. They lost their 2 against
playing the
Baltimore.
O's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Monday and Tuesday I went on Twitter and was like, "Oh wow, the Sox fans are freaking out." The Orioles have low key been. I mean, they're like a game or two behind the Rays.
No,
the
they're
Orioles-
59 and 67.
The Orioles have quietly just been winning.
Yeah.
Too
little, too late.
Right? 8 games back, wild card. Yeah, no chance. Yeah, man, I'm excited. Really, not like the Yankees have necessarily played clean baseball these last 8 games. I'm looping in Minnesota, St. Louis, Tampa. It's been better, but I'd like to see a clean.
What's your official prediction for the weekend?
I really do think they're going to win the series, honestly. 3 out of 4.
3 out of 4?
Yeah.
I'm going to go. I think they split.
I'm happy. I can't say that. I'm not happy with it.
I think
I wouldn't be upset.
I think they lose tonight. I think they Actually, I'm going to go this. I think they lose tonight. I think they lose tomorrow. I'm going to the game tomorrow.
Win the back two.
But then they're going to win the second two. They're somehow going to beat Crochet. I think
So
that's
we're
what's going to
all
happen.
going to be like borderline jumping off a bridge. And then we'll be down in the 5th inning on Saturday,
yeah.
like 5-2.
An afternoon, like just thriller, and then they suck you back in. That's it.
Yep.
They suck you back in. That's what they do. To go, oh no, here you go.
Nah, but I really do think like winning last night with Boston off was huge. Gaining a half game from them there. I mean, you're a game and a half up on Boston right now.
No, I agree.
Not
I agree.
something I think any Yankee fan thought was a possibility 5 days ago. So,
And now they can put themselves pretty far.
yes.
Or a
And
little
also,
further.
dude, it's still, I mean, no team that's 4 games out of the division should be giving up on the division. I'm just going to say that.
No, I agree. Well, I mean, they have a first week series against Toronto, or weekend series against Toronto. So it's there.
I've said it before, Rob. I know, and your argument is, well, aren't the Yankees frauds then? But I really just do not believe in the Jays at all. Not at all.
It's fair. I don't believe in the Yankees.
Offense stinks.
I don't believe. I can't. I'm sorry. Maybe they'll prove me wrong. I don't know.
That's fair.
It's hard for me to buy in now.
Why don't you say this? I don't believe in the team with the 3rd best record in the American League that has scored more runs than any other team in baseball. That sounds more fitting.
But again, how many of those games did we see? 9 home run games that we call the.
I mean, but you can't, when you've done as many as we've done. I don't think you can just take all of the runs off the board. Yeah. I'm sure the Dodgers have won fucking 12-0 games.
The Yankees like to be weird in that sense, where they'll do stuff dramatically amazing, and then they'll just say, "No, we're gonna do stuff."
Well, that's how baseball
dog
works.
shit as well. No, I know, but
the Astros haven't scored a run in 30 games or 30 innings. Baseball sucks, Rob. Listen, man, I'm an angry Yankee fan too.
Get the Guardians in the playoffs. Get the Tigers on the right side of our bracket, and I'm feeling good.
We're gonna break the pattern this year. We're gonna play Houston, then we're gonna play Boston.
Get home field advantage.
We're gonna mop them both.
I'm sorry, my head is just going to that. They're gonna piss me off.
I mean, yeah, that's what the majority of our livelihood has been with the Yankees is more bad.
Well, not the majority, just this last 10 years.
8 years.
Yeah, 8 years.
Decade.
That's what it's been. There will be brighter days at some point. Just
could be this year, Rob. Could be this year. Cam Schlittler pitching in the World Series, brother.
And on that note, that is it for episode 217 of the 4 Train Savages podcast. Really appreciate everyone for joining us. Be sure to subscribe, leave us a rate and review, leave us a comment on YouTube if you think that one of us is, well, how you're feeling about the team, one way or the other, optimistic, pessimistic, however you feel. Would really appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. We'll catch you at 218. Go beat Boston. Beat them this weekend. Peace.